So she still has one more egg left in her. This is probably the most excited I've been on one single clutch yet. All right, let's let her finish laying.
I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another gorgeous day. So we're heading outside. We just put the chickens in the chicken coop this week, and we're coming out to check on them, see how they're doing. So I thought I'd do a little update real quick and show you guys how big they got. Let me put my coffee down. Oh, that's not gonna stay here. Let's put the coffee down here. Oh, all right, so let's check on these chickens. So this is our Asian black. And then, all right, let's open this up. This will be easier. Check them all out inside the coop. So I do keep some of their water in there in the back, so that way at night they have water. They also have water access here. They get to just peck at these little things here, and water comes out. We did a new food system. The food gets stacked in this PVC pipe and then comes out here, so they have endless supply of food as long as they need it. Check out his hair. So far, so good with the chickens in the coop. They seem to be doing really well out there. We did a couple little PVC feeders. We did a PVC feeder. We did a PVC 5-gallon bucket water thing. We did some little chicken nipples on the side. They kind of peck at them and the water comes out, so that way nothing gets into their water. You don't get like dirt and debris in there, and then you can fill that 5-gallon bucket up probably every like week or two at this point. So everything's going really well. Let's go check on the ducks. Let's see how they're doing. And we got Mr. Josh. So we have a female that just started laying this morning. I checked on her early this morning and she had just started laying eggs. So we're gonna go down and check on her and see how everything is going. This is the second snake that laid eggs, and this is the second time that I've actually caught them while they were laying eggs. Typically, anytime in the past, I've always opened a tub and they were done laying. So I've never actually caught them. And this is the second snake in a row. So let me tell you a little bit about this clutch. Both the male and the female of this clutch are both snakes that I got from Always Evolving Pythons about 3 years ago. So these were probably the first two that I got that were like hatchlings or babies, and raised them all the way up, and they are now they now made babies. So I'm excited because the male is a pied. So you know what? Let me just show you how this works, because I know a lot of you guys. We'll head downstairs real quick into the snake room. A lot of you guys aren't snake people. There's a lot of snake people on the channel, but there's also a lot of people that are into either wildlife or fitness or whatever it is, or just friends and family. So when you have a snake, what they'll do is when they're getting close to getting pregnant or gravid, they will stop eating. So you'll have a snake that just stops eating for about a month, and then what they'll do is ovulate. And the way that you know that they ovulate is all of a sudden it looks like they swallowed a gopher. They're like stretched out to the seams. They look like they're about to explode, but they haven't eaten anything in at least a month or so. So that's your indication that they've just ovulated. Once they ovulate, then they'll shed their skin about 3 weeks later. Once they shed, then the countdown begins. About 28 days later, they'll lay their eggs, give or take. So she was due to lay on April 19th. April 19th is our anniversary, which she didn't lay on. And now today, I think is like the 22nd or 23rd maybe? Yeah, the 23rd. So she's about 4 days past due, which is fine, no big deal. So she laid, and so let's check on her. And so let me explain the pairing. The dad, who's actually with another female right now, the dad is a pied, so he's the white one, and then he'll have sections of blotches of skin that look like this female here. So he's gonna have different color skin. And so that's a recessive gene. So he shows that he's a pied, but he's also carrying the albino gene inside of him. The female, I'll open her tub in a second, is carrying the gene for pied, so she doesn't show the pied, and she's also carrying the gene for albino. So they have potential to lay babies that are both albino and pied. Plus, she's also carrying a couple dominant genes that she could pass on without the male having those genes. So there's 4 genes at play that could potentially hatch out of this. So these I've been the most excited about. So we're gonna, hopefully they actually do carry the genes that are hidden inside of them. So we'll hopefully prove that out. So let's get into this. All right, so it looks like she's all done. So it looks like she's sitting on 3 eggs and then 2 of them rolled out. So there's 2 in the back there. So we're gonna scoop them up and then we're gonna pull her off this clutch. So let me talk about a little bit about those 2. So this is where there's like a little bit of a debate between breeders is one, when you pick up the egg that rolled out, so she obviously either laid them and they rolled away, or she just happened to lay them in that spot. So there's 2 schools of thought. One is you can candle the eggs where you turn off all the lights in the room, put a flashlight on it, and you can find a little round embryo. And when you do, you could set it in the egg crate, the embryo side up. Or some people pick up the egg exactly it is and they set it in the egg box and they say, the way it lays is the way it stays, and they'll leave it in that position. So there's 2 different schools of thought. So also, people in my last video asked, well, why do you take the eggs from the mother and incubate them instead of letting the mom get the satisfaction of doing it herself? So the reason is those 2 that she's not sitting on probably won't make it. The 3 that she has wrapped up nice and tight, those could probably live. So that's why we're gonna take them all, put them in an incubator so they're in a nice controlled environment. And that way the mother can get back on food, she can get back up to a healthy weight, not be malnourished, and nothing will happen to her. So we wanna get her back to a healthy weight as soon as possible. All right, so as you see in our incubator, it is set to 88 degrees. We have a couple of these set up already. So this one I just did the other night. I'm gonna pull this out. Make sure the incubator is shut. All right, so in the Rubbermaid is Perlite. What we're gonna do is add water to this, and then we're gonna take one of these things over here, these little light diffusers. Plop that on there, set the eggs on here, we'll put some saran wrap on the top, seal it up, throw in the incubator, and that's that. All right, so now we added the water to it. Also, we have a couple holes drilled around the outsides here, just so we get some ventilation through here. All right, so that's sitting on top of here. Now we're gonna get the eggs, and we're gonna put the eggs in here. Let's get them. Look at this silly looking one. Called a boob egg. It's got a little, well, you know. All right, so once we get these eggs set up in the incubator, we're gonna go back and take her, we're gonna put her in a little bit of, in a small Rubbermaid with some lukewarm water and a little bit of Dawn soap, like a drop or 2, and just kind of like rub her body down to get rid of the smell of the eggs. And then I'm gonna go in and clean her complete enclosure. I'm gonna put all new paper towels and bedding. I'm gonna clean the whole Rubbermaid in that bin. I'm actually gonna put her into a whole different slot too. That way she completely forgets about the smell of the eggs and she can go back to her normal life, go back to eating and stuff like that. So let's get these eggs candled and make sure that they look okay. So what we're looking for is, can you see all those veins in there? Those veins are what we're looking for. So what we did is just put a little bit of press and seal over the top. And remember, there's little holes on the side of the Rubbermaid. We'll put this lid on here, and then what we'll do is label the top with, so we'll cross all of these off, and we'll start over like the day she laid, the day that she's due for them to hatch, how many eggs were in here, who the mom was, so we don't forget which clutch belonged to which. And that's about it. So this one's going in the incubator. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys again. This is just a quick morning video. I'm excited about this clutch because hopefully we can get albino pies, which I've been waiting to get, and so some of those will be available, some of them will be holdbacks, hopefully, as long as they all prove out. So I'm really excited. So those are gonna be hatching. Stay tuned for a video coming up in 60 days. I believe that puts us around June 18th. So June 18th, we're gonna get to see these eggs all start hatching, so I'm really excited about that. The other clutch in there is due, I think, the very beginning of June or late May. And then we have another clutch that's supposed to be laid in 2 days. So stay tuned and make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit the notification bell so you can see when the next video comes out. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.